Hey guys, Tim here. It's Tuesday. We are talking about some peaking strategies for different competitions this summer. I've been getting a bunch of questions about this, I think because we just had the Judo Nationals just happened, wrestling World Team Trials are coming up. I think USA Taekwondo Nationals are coming up in a week and a half, and a bunch of other things like that are happening right now. Everyone has free time, so national governing bodies want to have their big event where everyone can come to. So makes sense. That also means this is the time that everyone wants to make sure they're peaking properly. Last week I put up a video about this stuff and I had a bunch of questions. A lot of it was really predicated on that, hey, how are we building up to this point? Everyone wants to peak well, and that's the fun fancy stuff. Everyone wants to compete well. It's all the dirty work you did months ago properly, maybe wasn't so sexy, builds up to this. So that's kind of what this is based on. Now for some of you guys, you're a week out, you're 2 weeks out. So that's what we're going to focus on today, on 3 different things you might not be doing right for this, or maybe just you need a little tweak, or maybe you don't have any clue on it altogether. And that's cool too, because we're in this and we're learning stuff as we go on. That's what's cool about sport, is hopefully if you have that objective view on it, you're able to take something and go, wow, I didn't do so great in that competition, and look backwards and find a way, or hey, we did, this was on point. What can we take that was good and still mold it to the future? So first thing is a carryover from last week, because peaking is a carryover of volume and intensity adjustments, that people are still wanting to increase intensity by increasing duration of efforts. Right, and those are not the same thing. By doing that, if you want to go longer and harder, know that you need to really exponentially then increase the rest periods between it. Right, so if you want to go, you need to go for 10 minutes on at relative high effort, which would probably be something glycolytic or aerobic. Right, that then the rest period there is going to be a lot longer. Right, you're not going to be able to go 30 seconds rest. Let's go again. You're doing a volume piece at that point. Right, same thing if the bout is a minute or the effort is 2 minutes. Right, it needs to be adjusted accordingly so that we can maintain a high effort output. And look, if we're going one time, you're going, hey, this is a 30-minute piece full out, a 15-minute piece full out, a 1-minute piece full out. That might be what you're doing for the day, essentially. Okay, and that's okay, because your rest period is now, 23 hours till tomorrow. So don't increase intensity by increasing duration. I can't say that enough. Especially as we get closer, everyone wants 2 sessions in the day, 3 sessions. Look, if you've been doing 5, that is a reduction. If you've been doing 1, that's an increase, and it's not going to be your best peaking strategy. That's a good building strategy, okay? Number 2 is layering energy system work. This is a big piece, especially for the clients we have on individual program design. Right, we have different anaerobic power, anaerobic endurance, lactic power, lactic endurance, aerobic power, aerobic endurance factors in this stuff, and everyone's body uses all parts of these in different sports and different kind of scenarios. Let's say we tap into different stuff. So knowing what the dominant energy system we need to compete needs to have priority. So if your sport is, say, CP, ATP based, right? Yes, we need touches of aerobic base for that to recover faster, but we're not trying to build a big aerobic engine now. We should have more than enough built to peak properly and to make sure our body's regenerating CP fast enough to go again and to go again. Okay? So that layering of energy system stuff is a big component out there. If you have questions on that, if that's totally new to you, that's okay. Just shoot us a message like you did last week, and we'll get in touch and hopefully help you out on that. Final part in peaking, and this isn't something I think comes up too much or you don't see out there, but as at the Juice, we're all former athletes. We're all athletes at the Olympic Training Center. We all traveled the world together. So some of this is just what you know from being in it, is that while, you're trying to make things sharp and perfect and pretty, if you take out too much grind too early, you actually can come out a little soft, right? No one wants to come out a little soft, right? No one wants that. That's the mental prep side, meaning it's not a whole day of lactate repeats and you're just, swimming in a bath of cortisol. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking that things still got to have a little grit out there, because no matter what sport you're competing in, I view it as a fight, right? You're competing in track. That's still, I don't care. It feels like a fight going out there. The athletes I've talked to and work with, same thing. That's how they're trying to beat someone. And whether you're actually in a fighting sport like judo, wrestling, taekwondo, boxing, whatever, MMA, you're literally fighting, and it's going to be a grind. So you have to make sure we have touches of that. Okay, so not too perfect. If we go all grind, it's probably too much. We're probably not going to recover so well. But in peaking, we make sure we have just enough that when you're out there in competition and things get hard, you're not like, we stopped doing this a month ago. What happened? Okay, touch is appropriately placed in that. Bonus thing, I'm going to say, with a bunch of sports right now, a bunch of our athletes are working on weight stuff to get ready for that. If your weight isn't already on point, you're not on trajectory, it's going to be really hard, because that's going to affect your peaking strategies if your coach isn't able to layer that properly. If they go, hey, we do these great anaerobic repeats and it's awesome, but then you got to cut weight and you run 5 miles, guess what? You got really slow. And you undid a whole bunch of work because you weren't either disciplined enough to do the work on the front end, right? We always talk about you pay for it on the front end or the back end, meaning you do the dirty work up front, backwards, easy and fun, man. That's good times. You go out there and compete and you're a rock star. Or you're a little lazy, you have some fun on the front end, you want to hang out and not really get in the grind. You're going to pay for it. You always pay for it. So just know that with peaking is kind of the culmination of the whole training plan. Some of these might just be for small competitions. For some of you, if this is your priority in quadrant 4, meaning that is your national championship for you, or if your world championship is your biggest event of the year, that would be it for you. And those kind of rotate again based on individual needs. That it's time to wrap things up and to go out there and throw down. So if you have questions on this, let me know. I appreciate everyone reaching out last week. In fact, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we're talking about doing a coaches prep and mentoring group for this, to help dig in a lot deeper on the questions you guys have that I can't just answer by video. So stay tuned for more of that. If you're interested, again, throw me a line. We're getting the base pieces together. So stay tuned, guys. All right, and thanks.